Good afternoon, everybody, and I would like to welcome you to our conversations about literacy. During today's event, we're going to talk about literacy, academic child development issues related to age, enhancing parent engagement, and then we're going to have a discussion about our school parent compact. Thank you so much for taking the time out to attend this virtual meeting with us today via Google Meet. And I would like to introduce to you our facilitators for today's meeting. I am Dr. Deidre Elam. I am your GHS parent liaison. Ms. Mattia Edwards, our GHS media specialist, is also here with us. Dr. Mary Smith, our GHS ELA instructional coach. Mrs. B. Mingle from the Flint River Regional Library. She's the representative here today. And Mrs. Constance Sweet, who is our GHS parent co-presenter. She will be sharing information with you also today uh, regarding information and resources that parents can use at home. At this time, Ms. Sweet, if you would, please share some information with our families about how parents can promote literacy at home and any resources that you use. And I also have on the next slide some additional information about our RCD guides.
Yes, my name is Constance Sweet. I'm a parent of an 11th grader at GHS. And on the literacy for as me with my kids, they usually use the Khan Academy often. I just found out recently that the library, they now allow the kids to check out books. So that's another resource. And the kids are going back to doing pencil and paper. So that'll be something that they can, work on as well. And like I said, Dr. Elam mentioned, we also can use the RCD website as well. Those just some of the things that I use to help my kids with literacy.
Thank you, Ms. Sweet. Just to give you additional information about our RCD parent guides or our rigorous curriculum dialogue parent guides, these can be accessed via our district's website, and on the screen, you're able to see the actual website that you can visit to see those RCD guides. If you look at the arrow, it is pointing directly to the high school guides, and these are going to provide you with information for grades 9 through 12 courses. I am going to share these resources with you, so please don't worry. I will be sharing the links and additional information with you via your email once this meeting is over. But please keep in mind when we're thinking about our RCD guides that they are broken down by grade levels as well as by content, and it provides the parents with different information, including the standards, words to know, resources, and other strategies, as well as unit examples. So if you have not utilized this resource, please make sure that you do so. At this time, we will have Dr. Mary Smith, who's going to share information about literacy with you, followed by our media specialist, Mrs. Mattia Edwards.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Dr. Elam said, I am Dr. Mary Smith, and I am the academic literacy coach at Griffin High School. What I do in my position is that I go into the classrooms and I observe teachers to see what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are in reference to literacy. And in turn, I give them strategies, tools, and resources that can help them to help your students, parents. And so, with that, we kind of bridge the gap with the weaknesses that your student might have in class, so that we can bring them up to where they are because that is what our goal is, to make sure that every student in our school are given equity and equality when it comes to an education, and literacy being the main one area. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what is literacy. Now, literacy was once known simply as the ability to read and write. Today, it is about being able to make sense of and engage in advanced reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And I know a lot of times, when we think about literacy, most of us think reading and writing, and that's it. But however, I don't know if you know this or not, parents, but speaking is really the foundation for being able to read and write effectively. And of course, we all listening. And one of the things that we find, and if, I'm a grandma, so a lot of times when my grandkids are talking, or I'm talking to them, they have a tendency not to listen, doing so many things at different times. Well, that's a part of literacy. So our students, parents have to be trained to be good listeners. They have to be trained to be good speakers. They have to be trained to be good readers and good writers. And we know if a student can read, he or she can just about master anything. So that is our goal at Griffin High School, to get our students to a point that they can read, not only read or call words, but read with comprehension, so that they can independently read and kind of communicate what they read back to others. Listening and speaking being just a very, very important part of that. And then the next area I'm going to talk about: what does a literate classroom look like? So when you walk into the classrooms, parents, you should be able to see something that looks like this. A literacy rich environment not only support the standards set by the Common Core, and you guys, what the Common Core is, they're just standards that are lists of skills and knowledge that our students need to know, so that they can be effective and they can go forth, and even after they graduate, and be competitive in the world globally. So that's what those standards are. So what we're doing when we go in, we're looking to see and support teachers so that they can support your students concerning these standards. But it also provides a setting that encourages and supports speaking, listening, reading, and writing in a variety of authentic ways through print and digital media. And as you know, we just went back to face in the classroom, but we won't ever really get away from digital type of learning. So that's a part of literacy, that we have to have that piece embedded in what we do in the classroom, and that's what you should be able to see whenever you walk into the classroom where your students are. Okay. And then the next part we want to talk about, the next piece: what is available at Griffin High School for your students? Well, Miss Elam has given you several things, and of course, when Miss Sweet came on, she gave you some examples of what she is doing right now for her students at home. But we want you to know that we have some wonderful things going on at Griffin High School for your students. We have what we call MTSS. It is a program or a platform where we tier our students based on different scores or whatever, and then we build them up to where they are going and where they need to go with different types of interventions. And so last week we trained all of the teachers on those interventions, so that if your student is in a classroom anywhere in Griffin High School and they are having some issues with reading, writing, speaking, or listening, the teachers have been trained to be able to teach your students how to master those areas. And of course, there's others there at the school, and you will hear from Ms. Edwards shortly, where the media center is open for them. Okay, and we also have tutoring and that kind of thing, or whatever. All of that plays into the literacy piece at Griffin High School. And you might ask, well, how do I become a part of that? If you will look on the slide there, I have given you a link. I have created what we call a Google Classroom, where students and parents can have access, where you can actually go into my Google Classroom and you can access all of these strategies that I have. And Miss Sweet, I hope that you would do that as well, because there's some really good things there that students can use, and they can be used from middle school on up through high school. So if you have a chance, parents and anybody else who might be interested, please take a look at that Google Classroom. It is filled with strategies and resources and tools that will help your students in the area of literacy. And of course, if you have any questions about anything that you see there, you can get in contact with Miss Elam, and she will Dr. Elam, and get in contact with me. Either one of us, we will be willing to work with you to show you how to access and how to use these tools. That's what I had to share with you today. And I hope that what I have shared will help you to feel a little bit more comfortable about what we're doing with your students at Griffin High School in the area of literacy. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matia Edwards. I'm the media specialist here at Griffin High School. Our media center is home to over 14,000 books and resources, and we are open Monday through Friday from 7:15 to 3:15. In the media center, we host a variety of literacy events. We typically host a speaker once a year. Last year, we hosted freedom writer Charles Person, who spoke to our civics and social studies classes. We've also hosted book authors in the past. The Media Center also hosts book fairs twice a year, as well as book and movie events. We have a book and movie event coming up December the 10th. It will be at 6 p.m. Students will earn extra credit or an extra grade in their ELA class for participating. This Friday, we are hosting an ELA event in the Media Center with students who are participating will read a book while sipping on hot chocolate and eating pastries that will be cooked by the GHS culinary students and listening to soft music while they enjoy their hot cocoa and their books. We also offer subscriptions that are free of charge to students and staff. These include Comics Plus and Sora. All students need to do is just log in with their GSCS email and password to gain access. Through Comics Plus and Sora, they have access to thousands of comics and books that are completely online. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by the Media Center or call the front office and ask to be connected to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. At this time, I'm going to share information about how we can enhance our parent engagement. The one thing that is important is that we understand and we know that our school has a school parent compact. Because we are a Title I school, because of all schools in Griffin Spaulding County, all schools have a school parent compact, but our focus is the GHS School Parent Compact, which is a jointly developed document. It outlines how we as a school staff, along with parents and our students, will share the responsibility to ensure that our students will be academically successful. If you're looking at our school parent compact, please note activities that allow us to build partnership, which includes our open house, our student showcase night, our PTO, our school and our district parent advisory council, staff trainings, our monthly parent workshops, parent teacher conferences, and parent visits, which will be done by appointment only. You will need to contact a school administrator to set that up. We communicate with our families via open house, our student showcase night, parent teacher conferences that you can request at any time, progress reports and report cards. We update our school website and our social media platforms regularly. There are opportunities for you to volunteer here at our school, but there is a process. And if you need more information about that, please make sure that you reach out to me after this meeting, as well as our Infinite Campus Parent Portal. You may monitor your students' progress by utilizing Infinite Campus, as well as the schools using SLDS. If you are unable to log into your Infinite Campus Parent Portal, please reach out to myself or our media specialist, Ms. Matia Edwards, and we will assist you. It is a very easy setup, and we have information on our school's website as well as on our social media platforms for the setup for Infinite Campus Parent Portal. We also have our school and our district school parent and family engagement policy, and this is going to establish an equal partnership with a common goal of student achievement. The policy is going to outline how the school and the district, the things that we're going to do, our expectations as far as our parents and our family engagement is concerned, and the supports that we're going to provide along with different activities and how parents can participate in the activities that we're having. In our Parent Resource Center, we have both of these documents. At the very beginning of the school year, these documents are mailed to you. So the Griffin High School's Parent and Family Engagement Policy was mailed to you prior to open house. If you have not received one and you would like to receive a paper copy, please let me know and I will get one to you. If not, you're able to visit our school's website and read this document in its entirety. At this time, Mrs. B. Mingle, our Flint River Regional Library representative, will share information with you about how parents can engage in their child's education.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Miss B. Mengel. I'm the Youth Services Librarian here at the Griffin Spaulding County Library, which is part of a 9-library system, Flint River Regional Library System. So we have 9 libraries in the area, but your local library is right here in Griffin. And I also want to introduce Heather Martz. She is our new Outreach Services Librarian, so you will see her face out in the community a lot more. So I invited her to be part of this meeting, so you can either get familiar with her name or she might have something to chime in with. But what I want to talk to you about is, and by the way, Ms. Edwards, kudos to you. You have some excellent programs planned there at the Media Center. So if I
Thank you
could
so
be part
much.
of that, I would love to. That sounds like a lot of fun and a cool place to be. So I
I'll
really do
email
hope.
you. We can partner.
Yeah, so if the students do see you at the Media Center, that is awesome. We just want to be an extension of that. So the public library, of course, is here for additional hours and add-on resources. So we are a part of the Pines system, which is a statewide system of cataloged books and materials. So everyone in the state of Georgia is eligible for a free Pines library card. We have no minimum age, so parents would have to sign up their children who are under the age of 18. But in order to get a library card for any person, adults would have to show a photo ID with their current address and come into the library to apply for that card. And that gives access to all Pines libraries throughout the state, which means they could use that card, go over to another county nearby and check out books there, or request those books to be sent to their home library so that they don't have to drive across the state to get those books or materials. So I know a lot of our teenagers do request a lot of the manga type books and comic books that we might not have a huge collection of. We do have a collection of manga books, but there are some, they're part of a series. So if we don't have something in that series, then we do have access to it through the Pines system. Now, if for some reason your photo ID does not have your current address on it, that's okay. Bring in that photo ID along with a piece of mail that's addressed to you with your current address, and the two of them together are enough to get a free Pines library card. A lot of people say, well, I had one somewhere. I remember a Pines card. I just don't know what I did with it. In that case, if you're in the system, there is a $2 fee to replace a card. So hold on to those library cards, don't lose them. But if you should misplace it, then it's a $2 fee to replace it. We do look up the account to make sure that it is current. If there are any overdue items or fines or fees associated with the account, those do need to be cleared up in order to reactivate the account and get you a new library card. But it's pretty easy to do, and our helpful staff here is very willing to do it. We want people to have library cards to have access to the enormous amount of resources that are out there, both physically in the libraries and also online. So if you want to go to the next slide, we can talk about some of those resources. Access shouldn't be a barrier. So there's access to books and reading material, whether it's through the school. You can easily find stuff online, but if you want free materials that is vetted, that is already looked and selected for the reader, then you definitely want to use your library card to get some of the resources online through either Libby. Libby is an ebook, audiobook, and e-magazines. You don't have to pay for your magazines. You can get them through the library for free, and they're very popular magazines as well as some of the news magazines. But you can get that through Libby. It's an app that you can put on your phone, tablet, any device, and have access to ebooks, audiobooks. There are some for kids and teens on there, But if you're looking for something for younger kids or at a younger reading level, then eRead Kids is our alternate for books that are pre-K to grade 4 reading level. And there's a couple of screenshots there of what those screens look like. So Libby, there's a select group of libraries that do the ordering for our Libby collection online, and it's called the Georgia Download Destination. You'll see that GAD logo there. It's just a group of libraries in Georgia that have selected and purchased the materials for Libby. And eRead Kids is available through the state. So the state library, the Georgia library system selects the books for eRead Kids. And what I really like about eRead Kids for those struggling readers is there is a read along section. So you can select books where somebody will read the book to you. You see the words on the screen and they're highlighted as you go along. Sometimes that exposure of seeing the words being read is very helpful to struggling readers. So there are graphic novels on there as well. So if you have a reader who likes to see the pictures along with the words, that's okay. I call them warm fuzzies. Any warm fuzzies that you can attach to reading make the child want to read more. So, you know, it's that saying of anything that you don't like, you try to avoid, and anything that you do like, you seek out or you don't mind doing. So we want reading to be an experience where, you know, like the cocoa and light music and all of that, and reading a book, that's like my dream. If I could do that every day, then that's what I would want to do, because it's just a very comforting environment and makes reading more enjoyable. And also the materials, you know, the thing about libraries as opposed to like a bookstore, you walk into a bookstore, you don't know where to start. But in libraries, we have staff, we have book lists, we make selections based on, you know, what's new and what's up and coming, and we can help make those selections a lot easier than somebody just walking blindly into a bookstore. So those are our best online resources. We also have, and I'll put a link in the comments, our newsletter, which, you know, we also have activities. We have craft programs. We do painting classes, chess club. We just had our big fundraiser, our book vault this weekend, where we have people participate in a 5K run walk. And it's a big fundraiser event that raises money mostly for our summer reading program. So during the summer, when kids kind of drift off and I'm done with school and I think I don't want to read anymore, we try to keep them engaged with incentives, with fun activities. Sometimes we have shows and performers. So we do try to keep that practice of reading going all summer long. So we don't want them to slip back. It's that summer slide we talk about, where their skills have developed at a certain point at the end of the school year. And if they don't continue to practice those reading skills, then it starts to slip back. And when they start the new school year, they're a little bit behind if they haven't practiced those skills. So keeping them engaged, keeping them practicing those skills, even if it's in a fun, entertaining sort of way, will get them on a better footing at the start of the next school year to build on those skills that they have already accumulated. So that's part of our summer reading program we have for kids, teenagers, and adults, grown-ups, parents out there. One of the best things you can do is to model reading and behavior, engage in conversations about reading, whether it's, you know, a magazine article or something they read on the internet, having those engagement of, we mentioned earlier, speaking and listening. Those conversations are very vital in those literacy activities, to be able to practice those skills. Really is in a very casual way, expanding on vocabulary, things that you've seen, talked about. Even if you're having conversations about some YouTube video or TikTok thing that you've seen, those conversations are very important, not just to extend vocabulary, but also to know what's going on in your child's life. So having those relationships with your kids will make them more open to listening and to, you know, engaging with things that you might suggest, whether it be some of the resources that they get from school to practice. And please let them choose their reading material, of course, within your value set, but letting them choose what to read will kind of help them be motivated to read, especially over the summer when they don't want to. So comic books in my book are okay, as long as the content is approved by you as a parent. So always take a look and see what they're reading, making sure that it is approved by you and that it meets your value set also that you set for your family. So we are open regular hours now. Here's some instructions on using Libby. So Libby can be used on a phone, it could be used on a tablet, could be used on a Kindle reader, could be used on the computer. Although I don't recommend it on the computer, it's a lot more fun and user-friendly on a mobile device. So those audio books, I always listen to them in my car. So I have my earbuds in my phone and I listen to them on my drive to work. And it's pretty easy to use, very user-friendly, and great way to search by genre, search by interest, and also audio or ebook, depending on what your preference is. So our library hours, we do have 2 late nights per week. So I don't want people to think that the library is shut down at 6 o'clock every day. And, you know, after school, you've got your busy activities after school, trying to get dinner and all of that ready. And all of a sudden the library is closed. But Monday and Thursday, we close at 9 p.m. So those are great times to be able to come and browse and use our computers, printing. We do printing, faxing, scanning. What else? We have Chromebooks to check out as well. So if somebody's computer isn't working and they needed to use a Chromebook, you can check out a Chromebook for 2 weeks. Of course, you're going to need Wi-Fi access. When the library is closed, by the way, you can park in our parking lot and still access our Wi-Fi. So if there's those last minute assignments, oh my gosh, I got to do the research on such and such, or get on my Chromebook and work on a Google Doc, then, you know, pull up in our parking lot, get on your computer, hop on our Wi-Fi. It's free open access and you can still get the work done. So just a little tidbit of info in case I know there's a lot of students who wait till last minute. I was one of them who had to go out and get those last minute assignments done. But I wouldn't suggest that you wait till last minute, of course, but it is available to you and your students if you needed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We are here to help you out. We're here to be able to find you answers to questions that you're seeking or assistance on computers. And of course, getting those books in the hands of your students that they're looking for to be able to keep them reading, keep them engaged, and keep those literacy practices going all year long. So thank you for having me, and come visit us at the library and get a library card if you don't have one yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Spindle. Additionally, she was sharing information. We do have a brochure that we are able to share with you. I'm going to scan resources to send in email form to everyone who's participating in today's meeting. So if you need any information from any of the presenters, you can reach out to them via the information that I'm going to share with you. I just wanted to review briefly our fall parent survey results. GHS had 264 respondents from different grade levels. And our biggest takeaway was some of the topics that they suggested for staff training, as well as topics of interest. For our number one staff training topic, it was building ties between parents and the school at 64%. And so we will make sure that when we're doing our staff training, that this is one of the topics that we're going to cover. The topics of interest was accessing the parent portal. And again, that was 64%. during the spring, we did a parent portal boot camp. And so that information is out there for our parents if they need information as to how to access Infinite Campus parent portal. Please keep in mind that it's out there. If you don't find it, you can always reach out to me, and I'm happy to share that information with you so that you're able to get on. Please keep in mind when you're looking at Infinite Campus, you're looking at grades in real time. There are other information that you can get when it comes to attendance. You can get alerts, and so the notifications that you will get from Infinite Campus Parent Portal is just like a text message that you receive usually from a friend. And so anytime a teacher is putting in grades or the student is marked absent, then you'll get those notifications via your cell phone or whichever device you choose. If it's a tablet, you'll get those notifications. And so you'll be up to date on the information and everything that's happening with your student at school. We do have our national PTA standards, and there are 6 of them. And these are the things that we make sure that we're doing when it comes to our family school partnership. We want to make sure, as indicated by Standard 1, and it is a big thing, making sure that all families feel welcome. We want to make sure that we're communicating with you via Standard 2, supporting our student success, Standard 3, making sure that we're advocates and speaking up for every child according to Standard 4, sharing this power, making sure that you are our partner when it comes to making decisions, as well as collaborating with the community. And this is one of the reasons why when we're having our um, parent workshops that we partner with community partners such as Mrs. Mingle and the Flint River Regional Library to ensure that we're collaborating and sharing the free resources with our families. Our school and our district has a parent resource center. All of the resources in these parent resource centers are free. The GHS Parent Resource Center is open during school hours. It is located in our counselor's office, which is room 1016. Please make sure that you reach out to me, and I will make sure that if there are any resources in the Parent Resource Center that are not there, that I get those for you and I will get them to you. You won't have to come and pick them up. I can actually mail them to you. In our district parent resource center, they have DVDs, books, audio CDs, all available for you to check out, again, free of cost. It is located in our Parent Services Center, room B112. Please contact Melinda Owens, who's the District Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and she works by appointment only, but the hours are usually 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. At this time, I'm going to share additional information with you via a feedback form, but I want to give you an opportunity if there's anyone here who needs to ask a question of any of our presenters. This is a great time for you to do that um, while I am putting the link in the chat for the feedback. Is there anyone who's here and you have a question? I've just shared the feedback form. If you would, please share your candid feedback about our workshop, as well as the parent input on the use of our parent engagement funds, as well as information about any topics that you would like for us to focus on during our staff trainings. Please keep in mind Griffin High School and all other schools have 4 staff trainings every year. And so we look for feedback from our families to determine our topics of discussion. And so we want to make sure that we're doing our part to enhance and build capacity when it comes to our families, as well as build capacity for our staff. So when they're interacting with our families, that they are doing their part to ensure that everyone, according to our PTA standard, number 1, making you feel welcome, as well as building partnership. So if you would at this time, please complete the feedback form, and I need everybody who's here, please complete the feedback form, giving us your candid feedback.
Okay, that includes us as well, Ms. Elam, Dr. Elam.
Yes, ma'am, if you don't mind, you can.
Okay, all right.
It is all anonymous, so I won't know who's completing it. It is feel free to give me your candid feedback if there's anything that we need to fix, and or if there's anything that we need to add. Please share that information. And while you're doing that, I just want to make sure that I say thank you, and allow you to ask any questions while you're providing your feedback. Please feel free to contact me, Dr. Deidre Elam, via my email at deidre.elam@gscs.org, or via my phone at 770-229-3752, extension 27121. If you call the school, there will be a recording. If you type my extension in and hit the pound key, which is like the hashtag, you will get me directly, or you can just press 0 and ask the front office to connect you to the graduation coach / parent liaison, and they will also connect you with me. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I'm going to stop recording at this time, and I'm going to go on mute. So if you have any questions, feel free to either put them in the chat, or you can turn your microphones and ask them. Again, thank you, everyone.